Coach Eteri Tutberidze will accompany Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva at the Moscow stage of the Russian Grand Prix, TASS reported citing its source. According to the agency, coach Daniil Glaykanous flew with Georgian figure skater Nika Gaje from Tutberidze's group to Japan for the ISU Grand Prix stage. Thus, the Russian Grand Prix stage in Moscow will be the second one Tutberidze will visit this season. The coach visits only those stages where Valieva performs. The figure skater competed at the Grand Prix stage in Kazan, where she took fourth place after scandalous judging evaluations. In early November, there was another hearing at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, (CAS), on Valieva's anti-doping case. It was after this point that the Russian Grand Prix stage in Kazan took place. Tutberidze was on it with Valieva. Sofia Muravyova claimed a triple Axel in the short program at the Russian Grand Prix in Moscow. The skater also has a triple flip and a triple Lutz, triple tool-up cascade in the second half of the program. The women's short programs will be presented on November 25. Alexandra Trusova took part in the opening of the skating rink in Gorky Park.
Серебряные и бронзовые призеры чемпионата мира среди юниоров. Чемпионы России. Команда по синхронному катанию Crystal Ice Junior. Тренеры Ольга Бадяева, Дарья Кобазева, Иван Голодуев. Младшая группа Академии.
Anna Skurbakova said she had thoughts of working in journalism. Of course, there were thoughts to try myself in the future as a TV presenter, but now I am more focused on figure skating, performances. But I do not exclude such a possibility. It is interesting to me, said Skurbakova. Also, Anna Skurbakova advised everyone to get a doggy. Alexandra Trusova explained her emotions after the silver medal at the Olympics 2022. The figure skater gave an interview to Evgenia Medvedeva. I tried to go. I was not the last to perform. I sat a lot in that room, the room where you wait. I came out of there, we had a podium, a corridor from this room, and this is where you turn here, and there are journalists. I went out into the hallway while they were rolling. I picked up the phone, talked to my mom. Naturally, I told her all this. And then I saw journalists running, taking me to the cameras, including our journalists. Yes, and I went between the room and the stands. I went sideways so nobody could see me. Just everybody was coming at me, coaches were coming at me there. And I couldn't go anywhere. And I wanted to go there to the journalists and further, they wouldn't let me go. They left me in this hallway, the ice room. I was supposed to stay there and from there go to the awards. Naturally, I wasn't going to do it there. How did you feel when you were being squeezed from all sides? I can't say I felt like, I guess it's unpleasant that they put some emphasis on it. Because, again, I tried to leave. And they kept taking me back to where they were filming me. Can you do that to an athlete when he's in the most stressful state of his career? You can't clamp animals like that. Why did that happen? At the time, and for a very long time in principle. I guess it was only about 6 months before I realized it wasn't the whole of life. And at that moment, it was the whole life. I explained to everyone, of course, I don't have to do that. You're probably the only person on this earth who understands me. When you go from a very young age to this very thing, nothing is more important to you. About the clamping, those are the rules set by the organizers. Secondly, we had a bubble that limited us a lot. I don't know if I could or couldn't, but I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. Then, thank God, the journalists let me into the locker room on the condition that I come back. I had to come back. I didn't want to go anywhere, then they took me to the press conference, back to the mixed zone, Trusova said. Alexandra Trusova spoke about her free program at the Olympic Games 2022. I said that I think I did everything I could. I also said that the Axel, I don't understand until now, and then I didn't understand why I fell. I always fell because I worry a lot, and at that moment I wasn't worried at all. And we talked more about the free skating program. The set that I skated at the Olympics, it is technically stronger than the set of the Olympic champion in men's skating. That's a fact. And the Olympic champion in men's was wrong, too. Yes, I did step out, but I just put my foot down, I didn't touch with my hands, I didn't bend over, I just stepped over. I just can't say that anyone skated perfectly clean back then. Everybody's a little bit bent over somewhere. Yes, there are perfect skates, I don't argue. But it didn't happen at the Olympics. Anybody's perfect skate. Yes. I think so. Then I need to give an example of a perfect skate, where no one made a mistake anywhere, perfectly clean. We are not robots after all, said the figure skater in an interview with Evgenia Medvedeva on her YouTube channel. Alexandra Trusova told about her studies at Moscow State University. You said recently that you skip vapors at Moscow State University. Is it still like that? Yes, of course. I think it's understandable. I don't have time for everything. I have an individualized study schedule. Everyone understands everything, I try my best to keep up. Now I'm in 2 universities at all, full-time at MSU and part-time at RZF. Do you have a love for reading? Let's go back to Moscow State University. For Russian literature, now at MSU they give you a list that you have to read in 6 months. I've never been able to read the list in one sitting. I looked at it, and I thought, books that I like, if I'm immersed, I'll read, but it's hard for me to start. Who do you see yourself as in the future in terms of journalism, print journalist, commentator, anchor? After this year we will have a division into modules. And it's up to us to choose that. I've decided, of course. It's easier for me than all my classmates and fellow students. When I ask them, they say, I don't know, maybe this, maybe that, that's the hardest thing to decide. I'm definitely not typecast, but something to lead. A television host, yes. What would your program be about? About animals, maybe? The most cliché answer is yes. I've even thought about it, but I haven't come up with any interesting, new, unusual solution or project yet. If I come up with it, it will be seen, said Trusova. Alexandra Trusova said that she has no conflicts with any of her coaches. When you had a change of coaches, there were a lot of rumors that you had a conflict with Yevgeny Plushenko. I'm confused, but there were a lot of rumors that were forcing that you had a conflict. How much truth is there in that? I think 0. Everyone sees, I perform perfectly well in their show in the main roles. Everyone treats me well, always helps me, always prompts me. I personally don't have any conflicts with any coach, said the silver medalist of Beijing 2022 in an interview with Evgenia Medvedeva on her YouTube channel.